But each movie we get to do a different genre. So we get to, like, last movie was a superhero movie. We got to do White House Down with Sharks and a space movie in 3. So this one was the international Raiders of the Lost Ark James Bond movie. And it allowed us to do things that we never thought we could ever accomplish. And I thought, I think that's kind of what keeps these things going. You know, when you're standing there in England and you're on London Bridge and going, hey, what can we do? And it's just all these ideas come up because you're there in the moment. We shot at Trevi Fountain in Italy. The Pope happened like the night before we started shooting because we go, we're in Italy, why don't we have a Pope in this movie? And then Scotty goes, hey, let's get Fabi. Yes. Your favorite memory from Walking Dead?
I remember, well, my memory is that woman in the front row. Is that a woman or a man? That's an amazing outfit. Oh, it's a Sharknado.
You can tell you what we passed in this one.
My memory is, when I was on set and I said, I said the word boop and you laughed. You don't know yet because the movie's not out yet. But I say the word boop and you'll be laughing.
Everybody lost it. Tara was great on set. Lost it when he did that.
The only time I've ever, literally, like, I've done like 46 films, but I've never actually broke up once, but not twice, but not 3 times in a row. Like, I couldn't say my lines because I laughed so hard. Like, he was so funny, just the way he did it. He was like, boop, and the way he did it, the little one that plays Gil, our son, like, he's actually...
I remember I was hobbling around because my leg was this a spoiler that my leg is bitten off?
There's sharks, of course you're going to lose your leg.
It's
only a flesh wound.
My leg has been off, so I have a green screen leg.
Yeah, and it made you hobble around most of the time.
I was hobbling around, which is fun.
His hobble's amazing.
So I might, thank you. Tara, please. But I guess it was fun to do hobbling. But I never wore a green screen leg before, so that was fun. Other than that, the food was good.
Chloe, did you have one too?
My spirit animal, Scotty, right here. We've worked together in a film before, and I adore him, and he called me and said, there's a role for you, and we came up with this idea that my mom and I should be a team. And working on set with these guys was so much fun. It was, like you said, disorganized, chaotic, beautiful creativity. And I got to see my mom be a badass. She's usually, very reserved and whatever, and she was like firing guns and pretending like she knew about computers. And it's just a delight to work with everyone. Everyone is so down to earth and lovely, and I feel so honored and privileged to be a part of this.
She thought I was insane, didn't she?
Who, me?
Your mom. When we were on set, I'm going, it's doing this, and she's just like staring at me like, hey.
You should have heard what she said behind your back. I'm just kidding, she loved you, as did I.
I loved her too.
For any of you who may not know, somehow her mother is Olivia Newton-John, which is incredible because she is also in the film. Awesome. Well, for the writer and director, I have this question, and I hope this is very, very far off. Do you have any idea of an ending in mind?
We know the ending, we just can't tell you. We'll have 6.
No, in general?
Yeah,
or 5. That means 6 might be coming along.
Oh, what the last scene would be in the last Sharknado?
Yes.
Oh, I know where it would end if there was one, but I can't reveal it. But it would be closure, and it would be bringing people together if we did it. But we have an idea. It's just if these keep going, who knows what that new ending is going to be. The one thing that's kind of cool too about Sharknadoes is that we don't hold stuff for the next movie. We burn through amusement park destruction, space movie, and White House in the 3rd film. So we start off the next movie like, what are we going to do now? But there's always something new to do with Sharknado, and as long as we stay true to these characters and the fans, and not stray from what the formula is in the way that respect the characters, you guys are going to be there, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if this is going to show Chris Kattan's favorite body part or not, but this is a behind-the-scenes clip we have from London, which is pretty amazing. So you guys take a look. So, well, let's get into the fan questions. Can you step up? Go ahead.
Really reach. Okay, there we go. Hi.
My question is, in Sharknado 4, we saw the crossover with La Valantula. Will we see any more crossovers with sci-fi movies or sci-fi TV shows?
Wi-Fi?
Well, which?
Chris?
Okay, so there was a little bit of a in number 3 with Khalida Smith from Z Nation playing a similar character from Z Nation, Lieutenant Warren, Kick-Ass, and Russell might appear in this movie. Yes, from Z Nation. Doc. Yes.
Next.
Well, she kind of stole my question. But yeah, Warren was in Sharknado 3, and I think I want to see him in Z Nation chopping up zombies.
Yeah!
That's my idea.
I like the way you think.
I've got more of a personal question for the dreamy Fabio. Is there going to be maybe a follow-up CD to the Fabio After Dark that you did back in the 90s?
I don't think so.
No?
Hi. So I have a question. So I was wondering if you could tell us about some of the personal research about the biology of the sharks that was done to put into account of the film.
Security.
You were a whale shark.
It's called Fabio After Dark.
Fabio, you answer this question.
The reality is that we've done 4 or 5 of these movies, and I don't think there's been a single bit of research because they're Sharknado sharks. They're not real sharks.
The government created them to wipe us all out, population control. I think everybody should be aware of this.
I'm a big fan of the Sharknado films, but I've always been curious why it's called Sharknado, because I thought it was a hurricane.
Because great white skies were taken. Security.
You know what? That's drop the mic. He just dropped the mic. There's no response to that. So let's give this man a prize.
Go talk science with the other guy.
Next science question.
Is it science? Because it's...
There's a science panel up here.
So, what type of movies or type of themes would you like to see in any further Sharknado movies? Like maybe parodying more movies. Like you guys said that Sharknado 6 is sort of like the Raiders of the Lost Ark and James Bond movie. Which other movies or type of movies would you like to see in the next?
Well, we only have 5, so we were talking about 5, so we haven't done 6 yet, but
Yeah.
in any film that we do of Sharknadoes, we've gone from outer space to every. I gave birth to a shark. Outer space to America. Let's talk right about that. We've globed the world. Like, so one of the things about the creators and the people that we've had the same team really from the beginning, except now I have a new writer, and which was extraordinary. But the same people from the beginning have all created this, and there's no limits to this film, and it became such a joke where people say, well, Tara, but sharks, how can they be there if there's no water? We're like, no, it's a Sharknado. Like, anything can happen in Sharknado. It doesn't matter. And a real joke, like, people say, it's Sharknado. So, like, in life, if something, like, doesn't make sense, like, it's Sharknado. It's, like, now become a joke. So, part 6 is a Sharknado.
Sharkpocalypse.
You know, the reality is it starts with story. And then we figure out what we're going to do from there. You know, we always try to go, what are we going to do first with the story, and then we go, what are the genres we want to play with, and it depends on what the services are. But I will tell you one thing about if you guys watch number 5 and it's successful, what we would have in store for number 6 would be off the charts. So you must see this to see what our ending is, because it is, as Tara and I have said, because they've seen it, probably the best ending, right?
It is. It's really good.
What celebrity would you work with that hasn't been on in Sharknado yet?
Marilyn Monroe. Kidding, you said.
Bruce Willis?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. But we could make Marilyn come back right now. In Sharknado, anything can happen. So it's a possibility. Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Yes. Julia Roberts.
Bill Murray.
Next one.
I
I want Bruce the Shark from Jaws because he started this whole thing. He will return our phone calls. It's a very big deal.
With all due respect to Mark Cuban, we desperately wanted Sarah Palin for Sharknado 3. It did not work out, but maybe in the future, fingers crossed.
The cast of Fabio After Dark.
By the way, I don't think if anybody realizes this, Donald Trump almost was our president in number 3.
That's true. They put it into the universe.
It's all your fault.
Who knew that Sharknado was foreshadowing? All right, next one.
If you had to choose a weapon that your character would use, what would it be?
I feel like we've had so many weapons. I don't know.
We've done all of them.
We've done so many.
A wasp knife. Know what it is?
A bomb.
It's a knife that's got a CO2 cartridge in it and a channel down the blade. So when you stab it, you hit the button, whatever it's in explodes.
I'll take one of those too.
Maybe water.
You ready for that?
That might be stronger.
Since apparently we can't live in the water now.
A bigger chainsaw. Wasn't big enough, the one they used.
I'm gonna go with Harry Potter magic. Oh, yeah, right? Harry Potter magic, Harry Potter fans?
I like that.
I want some like magical occult dragon fairy shit in the next one. Stuff. Sorry.
Unicorns.
Yes! Fighting the sharks!
April, get on the unicorn!
Unicorn
I can sell that.
dolphins, you guys! Magical unicorn dolphins rising up against the sharks! That's it!
Have one? I just want this cast every time. They're just amazing. They're the ultimate weapons because we're here and we're on number 5.
Donald Trump Jr. and his The Sharks can't stand that,
I'm sorry to hijack this, but since no Oscars are coming anytime soon, I just want to thank our very important partners on this series from the very beginning, SYFY, Tom Batali, Chris Regina, Josh Van Houten, Chris McCumber, who's running the networks now. If you think of them as just suits with bad ideas in the background, that's not the case. Some of the most ridiculous and awesome ideas came from them, and I just want to say thank you, and they're a big reason why we're here today.
Agreed. Bravo to you guys. Thank you, SYFY.
George Foreman Grill.
If you had to kill off one of the main characters, who would you kill?
Wait, hold on. We already voted if I should die or not, okay? You guys already put me in the worst situation, by the way. Thank you for all letting me live. But, when I read the script, hashtag the movie ends, should April live or April dies? I'm like, guys, I was on the phone with Chris going, I'm not doing this movie. What if everyone votes for me to die? That means no one wants me. I'm never working in business again. This is a horrible ending. I was terrified. And they didn't reveal it it was an election, the president, right away, the next day. It took us 9 months later? They're oh, we decided you're living. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. But thank you all you guys for voting. I really appreciate it. So now, therefore, I'm out. It's all up to them now. I passed this one.
I voted that the Sharks all die. Thanks.
Everyone's cowardly with this one. I guess I'd kill April so I could take over.
Honey, you'll never take over April. Sorry, babe.
She's serious.
You don't have Gilbert. You don't have Finn.
It's war.
You have no babies with fish names.
It's
You're done.
It's war, baby.
That means go fish. Take in your car.
I'm pleading the 5th.
Smart. Good answer.
Kill them off. We kill everybody off, bring them back anyway, so it doesn't matter.
With Harry Potter magic.
Yeah.
I was just kidding, by the way.
It doesn't matter, was it?
You made it very awkward for everybody on stage. Now it's going to be really awkward backstage.
But you needed an answer, and I had to give you one. Right?
There you go.
I didn't mean it, but geez, I mean,
Okay,
Next question.
Thanks for bringing the
Let's put it back on you. Who would you kill? Yeah, it's on you now, little buddy.
Little shit.
Okay, now I can't say anything. I can't say anything now because I was about to pass up here. They're gonna be mad at me. I'm waiting.
During the silence, I just want to say as producers, whoever negotiates the hardest.
It's a standoff.
You're making this panel really uncomfortable right now. You know, family who love and hate each other, there's a lot of this going on the stage.
Do you want to answer? Do you want
Let's
to
go.
answer?
Thanks so much. There's some great party guests right
Thank
at
you
the
so much
door.
for being here. The balloons are waiting for you at the entrance.
Next question. How about it? Seriously. Next question. Step up.
Whatever, Vince can move it
I'll see you in the Sandlot, you little shit.
When did this become a roast, you guys?
Can you please bring it back to a positive note?
Jeez. Chris, I'm a little disappointed that your weapon of choice is a George Foreman girl and not Fabio After Dark, but whatever. So, you guys all have long careers. Out of the characters you played in the past, who would do the best in a Sharknado? And is there a character that you just want to die in a Sharknado?
I think Steve Sanders probably would have been running faster than anyone the hell out of town. So I probably could have survived the Sharknado.
All right, Bunny Lebowski from The Big Lebowski, but it is kill her by her green toenails, so we're fine with that. Fine with that.
We could throw in my Bring It On cheerleading character. I feel like that'd be funny in a Sharknado. Bring It On, NATO. I think that was the question.
Don't worry, it's not good enough.
Mr. Peepers.
I don't understand.
How would Mr. Peepers kill a shark? How would that happen?
Don't say yeah, Chris, asshole.
All right, this guy has an amazing shirt, so you can go next.
Ooh, yeah, he does.
Do you think you will ever have sharks with laser beams coming out of their eyes in the next one?
Well, in this movie, there is laser beams, and there is sharks.
But not from you, from the shark.
I might be the laser beams, and there will be sharks, but who knows what happens, what we can do to the shark with the laser beams.
Is there a laser beam shark movie already?
Probably have both.
Jot that down. Jot that down.
They're both.
We just took that idea. That was amazing. We did this
in this one. We have laser beams and we have sharks.
Not on the sharks though. They're trying
I
to
have a laser and we can kill sharks, so we have both.
We should have.
Yeah.
It's not Sharktopus.
Next question.
Have you or will you ever use a line jumping the shark in one of the movies?
Second film. Dude. We knew people would write in their headlines, hey, the Sharknado franchise jumped the shark, so we just came out and said it in the movie, and then no one could do it, and they never did. They didn't do it in the second. So I mean, once we're aware of it, you can't go back.
Didn't we do it in New York City?
Yeah, we did. It was, remember you were with Mark McGrath, and it's like don't say it, and you walk away, and he goes, you jumped the shark.
Right.
Because you literally jumped the shark.
I have two questions. One, can we ever see zombie sharks?
Why not?
SYFY,
Why not? You can see everything else.
Well, yeah, you should answer that. We should answer.
It wasn't something brought to you by the Asylum, but SYFY during Sharknado Week did have zombie sharks. Yeah. Okay.
And then, what would you do if there was an actual Sharknado, like outside your door?
Run.
Run.
I'd like to think I'd be like Nova, but run. Yeah, run. Probably outrun.
Put on my copy.
Lay on the ground.
Copy of Raptors.
You really lay flat. We like your costume.
How do sharks fall out of the sky?
Well,
Or
they
Anthony.
start in the ocean, and because it's a tornado, it brings them up to the sky, and then they go wherever they want. But they come from the water first.
Done our research. Yes to your costume.
So I have a question for me that I want to ask, and one that a little friend of mine wanted me to ask. First one is, have you thought about having animated cameo characters?
Yes,
in
go
Sharknado?
Anthony.
Because I would like to see like SpongeBob and Sharknado.
Anthony can answer this one.
He passed. I'll have what she's having, bartender.
This is actually, it could be possibly a true answer. Go, Anthony.
And then the second question, it's sort of related. This is from my little friend. He wants to know if Sharknado went against Godzilla, who would win?
Oh,
that's a good one.
You guys are sneaking into things. So I always have crazy ideas, and we were talking about, like, you know, if there was another movie, and I did have this thing, we should have like an animated character talking in the next movie. But in the new movie, our animation main title sequence, we do an homage to Lady and the Tramp, where you have two sharks eating intestines out of the chef. So that is going to be a really fun moment in the main title credits. And then Finn, dressed as a mime, chainsaws them to death.
No, talk about the two.
And there's a Sharkzilla.
And yes, in this
There's a
movie, they go to Japan, so you pretty much can guess what happens in Japan, but we won't reveal anything else.
Anyway, thank you guys. I love
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Other fan questions? They want to, someone coming up? Oh, all right. Guys, we're waiting.
All right, now that we're getting our globe-trotting adventure, I think we all know what the next logical course is. Time travel.
We will take that into consideration.
Would you consider doing time travel?
Why not? It's a great idea, by the way.
I think it's an amazing idea, and it's certainly something that, you know, makes sense for Sharknado movies, much like zombies and aliens. So
We should definitely consider that one.
Yeah.
It's really smart.
TBD.
You guys should put that in there, guys. I've never great you said that.
What else you got?
I just thought this up 5 seconds ago. How about supernatural sharks? You know, possessed sharks?
Oh,
Write it down, Scott. You just said Sharknado 666. There you go.
66 years old, and it was like 7.
All right, no more doing. We gotta go. We gotta go make the movie next week.
Can we make that an official hashtag?
These are literally $1 million ideas, guys.
Yeah, like, thank you for all of it.
I see dead sharks.
We're all dead by 666.
The people who died in the movies, which one would you bring back?
John Hurd from the first movie.
Frankie Muniz. John Hurd. Who else?
I'd bring them all
Everybody
back.
else.
Coolio.
All of them. Coolio.
Coolio?
I'm ready to make the cut.
I was like, he was in our movie.
Are we supposed to make a funny like jokes? I guess no one's getting mine today. Maybe blame the hair.
Okay, I'm gonna put you guys a little bit on the spot here, but how can I be an extra on your guys' films? Because when I was 19, I was an extra for Titanic 2. And I would love to be in Sharknado. I love sharks. How do I do this?
Like everyone else, bring like $50. Go talk to that guy over there. Yeah.
Scotty over here is your guy. Right there.
Talk to Scotty, he's the casting director and the writer. You might have a chance.
You can. He's at this hotel. We'll give you his address. Go stalk him.
He's in room 536.
He loves Coors Light.
With
and maybe
Coors.
you can bribe him into making you an extra in the movie.
Anything's possible. That's how Bret Michaels got his cameo. It was just a nice long night at his Calabasas home. So yeah.
Well, before you guys came along, my favorite sci-fi movie that we got a kick out of was Frankenfish. So, what's the chance of having a Frankenfish cameo?
David?
Sci-fi?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
All right, quick question for Fabio. So what do you do to keep that hair so fresh? American women.
Okay, I have a question.
Not a family movie anymore.
I have a question for you, because you just showed up. But no, you're right there. Now I'm going to ask you the question.
Cool.
We have the Pope Fabio here. Would you like to discuss your sins and have him forgive your sins?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's hear a confessional right now.
You look like a sinner.
I get that. I've gotten that before.
Okay, come on, no.
Forgive me, Fabio, for I've sinned.
Yeah, forgive me, Fabio, for I've sinned. Ready?
This is the new hashtag.
This is a loaded
I didn't do it, but I really wanted to cut line earlier today.
No,
Didn't
but
do it though.
You have to say, forgive me, Fabio.
Forgive me, Father, I have sinned.
Fabio.
Forgive me, Fabio, I have sinned. Forgive me, Father, Pope Fabio, I have sinned. I'm gonna forget my question now. Okay. I was gonna ask, is there an actor that either you did have on or one that you tried to get that was too difficult or ended up being difficult and you regret it? Somebody that maybe you didn't do it so you don't have to worry about it?
We say silent.
I have another question if that one doesn't work.
Yeah.
Go back to Donald Trump.
No? Okay, fine. If any of you up there have a famous franchise, I don't want to single anybody out. Is there another actor or character from the series that you would like to have on the next movie?
I would totally bring back Stifler from American Pie.
Yes!
He definitely would kill a shark.
Me?
Yeah.
She kicks some ass for sure. I don't know, maybe Bruce Campbell.
Betty White. I worked with Betty White. That would be the, by the way, how good legendary idea. She's kick-ass.
Hello, I was wondering if the baby is born in space inside of a shark, what's its nationality?
Everyone asks me this question all the
Does
time.
it have a visa? Does it have to have a green card on? Like,
I think it has the one card that none of us have yet.
Alien.
It's a proper, I guess, alien baby.
Well, then that would make, I guess it's the first intergalactic baby in the Sharknado franchise, so it must make
In
it
the world.
special. Yeah, in the world. So I don't think he has any affiliation. He's their son, and he kind of is the lord of the world at this point. So
It feels like he's killing it.
Yeah, skill.
thank you. I just want to say I love the movies. I've been at this panel. This is my third time coming to the Sharknado panel.
Thank you.
And I just want to ask, what is one of the most challenging things ever you've done on set? You've traveled the world now. There must have been something that was stopping production or something that made it really complicated for you to shoot somewhere.
The weather. It's freezing everywhere we go. And I'm not joking.
Even when we shot in Florida, we brought bathing suits. We're like, yeah, we're staying at the Hard Rock. We kind of go buy winter coats.
It was breaking records in 30 years. It was freezing. Even in Florida. In Bulgaria, it was minus 20. We're shooting right now.
We shot at the top of Mount Matosha, which is 100 feet up, and we were in our normal outfits, and honestly, we would just sit there and rub each other.
I had I'm not even joking, I had 12 layers of clothes on, heating packs all around my body, layered, taped on. So cold. We were so cold, the snow was complaining to us.
Yeah.
Shooting in different countries presented a lot of problems because there were huge time shifts. And even though we would get a day or so to,
We love the Bulgarian
it
cheese.
just made it tough because if you're used to working at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, all of a sudden it's 3 at night and your call is at 2. It's just a little weird. That was a bit challenging. And then also with all these movies, things come up last minute where we'll have to make a change in the script. So all of a sudden there'll be a location that we're not able to get that we were expecting. We had 4 pages that tied that particular location into our day shoot that we'd have to scramble and come up with something. The whole Pope thing came about overnight. The next day we had 6 pages to shoot. It's challenging, but mostly the time differences. Hi.
Is there any other questions before we wrap up? Sure, you can ask.
Thank you so much for asking. She doesn't sing in the movie. She screams a lot. She's doing really well, thank you. She's using a lot of cannabis, which is, as you know, it doesn't allow cancer cells to grow in the body. So natural healing all the way. She's doing great. Thank you for asking.
Looks like we have one last question.
So Tara, you worked with Ryan Reynolds on Van Wilder. Any chance Deadpool could appear in the next Sharknado?
Yeah, let's say yes to that.
Awesome. Well, before we go, I just wanted you guys to go down the line and explain, just explain what the movie is in one word to you.
Start at that end. I'm just kind of thinking this.
I know, I keep putting you on the spot.
Fascinating.
Chris, what is this movie about to you in one word?
Incest.
You took my word. Global.
Families, because it was everything you screamed at me. Every damn time I turned in a new draft of the script, you're like, this is about families! So it's about families! It's not about Sharknadoes, it's about families.
And then we put that line in the script too. It's about insanity. Insanity is the best way to describe these movies because they're just off the charts insane, they're crazy. So, insanity.
Borderless in ways that you cannot even imagine beyond the countries.
Nice one. Improv. Yep.
I would say nut.
You're up.
Been given a lot of thought, and I've come up with the word disasteralicious.
I could not think of a better way to end a panel than on that word. So everybody needs to tune in to Sharknado 5 Global Swarming on August 6th on SYFY.
Yeah.